Let's talk about gossiping as a Christian and why we should be avoiding getting into gossip. I know it's so enticing to want to just hear the tea on someone, to want to even indulge in a little bit of gossip. But as Christians, we need to be setting ourselves apart from talking about others or putting others down. It's so easy to engage and get sucked into a conversation where there's gossip. Gossiping is one of these sins that the devil uses to divide us as Christians. The devil wants to create division and conflict amongst brothers and sisters. And what better way to do that than gossiping? We're essentially doing the devil's dirty work. We're tearing other people down. We're talking about other people behind their back, and it's usually not in a great light. Indulging in gossip is not a Christ-like behavior, and we should not be doing it. Remember, the power of life and death is in our tongues, so we should be using our tongues to speak life over people and to build others up and encourage them, not to speak down on them. Be mindful of the devil's tactics when he tries to get you to engage in a conversation full of gossip. We have to catch ourselves before we say something that is harmful to our spirit. Here are 3 tips to help you from getting involved in gossip. Number 1 is to be mindful of the words that you are speaking, because the power of life and death is in the tongue. Is what you're about to say going to hurt someone, offend someone, or tear someone down? Ephesians 4 verse 29 says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come from your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, so that it may benefit those who listen." James 1 verse 26 says, "Those who consider themselves religious yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongues deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless." Be cautious of what words are coming out of your mouth and make sure that it's not going to hurt anyone. Make sure that you're not speaking negatively towards people and their situations. Ask yourself before you're about to engage in a conversation where there is gossip, would I say this in front of Jesus? Would this offend someone if I said it to their face? If the answer is yes, then you most likely should not be saying that. What would Jesus do, y'all? Number 2, don't entertain gossip. Don't even listen to a conversation where there is gossip. You might be the person that's trying to justify being in a conversation where you're even listening to gossip and you're saying, well, I'm not going to get involved, but I do want to hear the tea. And that, my friends, is still entertaining gossip. Proverbs 18 verse 8 says, "Listening to gossip is like eating cheap candy." The Bible gonna give it to you straight, y'all. Proverbs 11 verse 9 says, "With their mouths the godless destroy their neighbors, but through knowledge the righteous escape." Walk away or find an excuse to leave the room, okay? We should not even be indulging our ears in listening to people slander each other. The 3rd tip I can give you guys is to shut it down, okay? Shut down people who are talking bad about others. If you wouldn't want to be talked about when you're not in the room, then why would that other person? You have 2 options when you are in a room full of people who are gossiping. You can either ignore it and walk away, or you can shut it down and say, hey, we shouldn't be talking about this person right now. They're not here to defend themselves. Let this group know that you want no parts of it. Proverbs 26 verse 20 says, "Without wood, a fire goes out. Without gossip, a quarrel dies down." A great way that you can shut down the conversation is by changing the subject and directing it to a more positive direction. Show them what it looks like to reflect Jesus in our characteristics. And trust me, I know this one is very hard. It's so hard to walk away from the tea because the tea really do be hot. But don't do it. It's not worth it, y'all. So together, we're going to overcome the spirit of gossip. Love you guys.